Good afternoon, my name is Carlee Waschek. I'm from Pequot Lakes, Minnesota, and I'll be graduating from Bemidji State University this year with a Bachelor of Science in Design and an emphasis in graphic and exhibit design. I also just want to thank everyone who took the time to zoom in and listen to all of us designers today. It really means a lot during this extraordinary time. To start off, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. During my time in high school, I was really into studio arts, such as charcoal drawing, watercolor, airbrush, and oil painting. I knew I wanted to learn how to create digitally, so I decided to go to Alexandria Technical and Community College after high school. There, I got my 2-year degree in communication art and design. I created so many amazing pieces there, including the hand study drawing you saw in the beginning slide, that I am blessed to receive an AdFed award for. But I knew I wanted to advance my creative knowledge even more, and that's when I stumbled upon the exhibit design program at Bemidji State University. Here, I took in everything I could learn about 3D modeling, and I started to love creating unique experiences and solving design problems for every project that came my way. Throughout my journey at Bemidji State, I got to be part of the Design Guild leadership for 2 years, and I even had an awesome 3D design internship opportunity and drove my tiny Saturn all the way to New Jersey for 2 months at Impact XM. I'm also so thankful for every event I got to attend, including the recent 2020 Euroshop in Germany. And I hope someday soon I will get the dream job of creating memorable experiences too, and even graphic solutions for other people. With all that being said, I want to share with you 4 projects today that are dear to my heart. Here's an overview of them all. The first is an exhibit design project for B-Matrix. The second is another exhibit for a company called Gregory. The third is an illustration for Bemidji State University, and the final 4th is a fun event called TAD Talks that I got to be a part of. So jumping right into my first exhibit project, Milk Makeup is a makeup and skincare line that believes in good ingredients with an epic payoff. They are cruelty-free and 100% vegan. I had the opportunity to choose the company to design for and where the booth will be presented for this project. I chose this company because I also have a passion for makeup, and I hope someday I will get the opportunity to be a designer for a large makeup company like this one. Some objectives for this project include the use of the B-Matrix B62 frame system in a very unique way, making sure to include their newest product, which is the LED skins. I created a 30x40 island that will be held at BeautyCon. This is a business-to-consumer makeup convention, a 20x20 island, and a 10x20 inline. Milk Makeup believes it's not just about how you create your look, it's what you do in it that matters, so I decided to stick with their existing theme, which is Live Your Look. Most of their products are pastel and holographic, so I wanted to stay true to their brand, as you can see in this mini inspiration board. The mood I wanted to give off was crisp, clean white, while using their pastel colors for a pop of color. Before going into any project, I always start mind mapping to get all my ideas on paper and visualize how I want the experience in the space to kind of play out. So that's what you see here on the right, for each individual booth dimension. I ended up creating 3 different mini experience areas in the largest booth, and here's a front beauty shot of the 30x40 booth. You'll also notice a hanging sign where I added some of the LED skins to show Milk Makeup splash video. I really wanted to have a strong hierarchy of the logo and kept everything mostly white with solid grays, so the products will stand out for themselves. This slide shows the dimensions of the booth size so you can get a better understanding of the height and width. The front left shows a green display area. This is for their newest product, which is a hydrating primer. So I played along with that concept, and I created a branded cooler with water bottles for the attendees walking at the show. This also is a smart marketing tactic. As you go around the back of the booth, I designed a curved video wall using the required B-Matrix LED skins. I made them look distorted, so to help your eye wrap around the booth, and I kept an open level gap between the screens so people can see through and open up the space. This intrigues people to come into the space and with a more open feeling. Here's the frame view render so you can get a better understanding how some of the structure was built and also the curve of the screens. I wanted the product counter and reception desk to be diagonal for a smoother traffic flow, and it looks overall more inviting. I wanted the floor to be made of rollable vinyl that looks like tile with iridescent grout. I also added color graphic vinyl stickers laid vertical to draw your eye into the space and add a pop of color. The experience map is most important in any exhibit in mapping out the different areas and interactions of the space, some of which include the makeup counters to test Milk Makeup products. The back wall is a Gumball skincare product interaction, and the back left is a seating area for attendees to rest or take a picture. In the middle of the booth is a makeup counter. This includes an iPad quiz engagement to test which products are best for your everyday life and also to shade match to your correct skin tone. The back Gumball wall includes mini samples, so you take a token correlating to your skin needs, put it into the slot, and get your free sample. The makeup counter and product wall also include plenty of drawer storage for extra product. Here I just wanted to show you a quick view of the same booth and B matrix elements in a modular form into the 20 by 20 and 10 by 10. So the 20 by 20 island would be held outside of a mall. This just displays the Gumball product wall that gives out free samples and also the reception counter for more information. The 10 by 10 inline would be held in or outside of a Sephora store. This displays the newest product of Milk Makeup and once again the reception counter. I also added in the frame view so you can get a better understanding of the structure overall. This project taught me a lot about the reality of building with B matrix frames, and this was one of my most passionate projects that I've been given to work on. This was actually a class competition project for B matrix, and I'm honored to say I received second place in the competition overall, so thank you. Another exciting exhibit project I got to work on was for a company called Gregory Packs. They sell all sorts of backpacks for an outdoor activity such as camping, hiking, and running. Their ambition is to reduce carbon footprint, energy consumption, and waste. One of the goals in the 30 by 40 booth was to display Gregory's newest backpacks called Zulu and Jade in a 360-degree display, so attendees can get a full view of all the features of the backpacks. Other requirements in the space were 4 small meeting areas, 1 large private reception area, and a grand entrance. When I first started out, I wanted to have a solid persona in mind to get the right emotional connection of who this space was for at the outdoor retailer show. So Will, age 26, loves rock climbing, hiking, different mountains all around the world. He enjoys posting all his adventures on social media and wants people to also feel inspired to explore the beautiful world. Keeping in mind the vision, think, feel, do, we want the attendees to think about having a satisfying adventure. We want them to feel exhilarated and motivated to go exploring, and we want them to buy the backpack and bring it on every exploration. The design style I chose for this exhibit is Prefab Modern Smokehouse. Here are 3 inspirational pictures representing a feeling of modular homes and recycled refurbished materials. Here's the front view. As you can see, I kept in mind the design style and used the A-frame cabin style with a modern twist. Once again, they wanted a grand entrance with a large reception counter to fit all their workbooks and pricing manuals. I also added a clear image of the backpack graphic so you know exactly what the booth is about when you walk up to the space. The side and back of the booth also have entrances for attendees since this is an island exhibit, so it's not all closed off. I also wanted to cut the Gregory logo out of the roof to bring in more light and make the space feel more open inside. On the back wall, I created the theme Keep the Adventure Alive for the booth to keep the motivation and inspiration to explore. Behind the reception counter is the 1 private meeting area, and I also added cardboard pine trees to create that feeling of being outdoors but still being sustainable. The left render here shows the backpacks on display to try on and interact with the different components of the bag. On the wall, there are more of Gregory's more popular backpacks on display. You can also see the 4 smaller meeting areas to fit about 2 people at a time for quicker information. The render on the right is showing the newest backpacks Zulu and Jade on display on a rotating campfire set up with a 360-degree viewing. Here's the back of the booth. This includes an interactive postcard wall so attendees can write what keeps their adventure alive on the day-to-day basis. Peeking behind that is also a touch monitor that shows upcoming blogs and more information on the Gregory site. I framed this with wood pallets. I added some imperfect corrugated metal to the side of the structure to give more texture and add to that shabby look of refurbished materials. This Gregory project was a final that I had, and the challenge was to complete all the concept process, modeling, rendering, and the final presentation in about 5 days. So I really proved myself that I can still produce a solid concept and design under pressure, and I'm very happy with the outcome. Moving to my third project, this is a graphic illustration I created for Bemidji State University. My 3 years at BSU, I worked as a graphic designer work-study student for the college. I will definitely miss this job after I graduate, but this is a project I will never forget. I had the honor of designing the 2019-2020 student planner cover for Bemidji State. Here are some sketches I started out with. After sketching out different illustration styles, I thought it would be unique to use a loose style line drawing where you don't pick up your pen. This style gives a very abstract, playful feeling. What is Bemidji known for? This was the question I asked in my head and how I ended up with these results, such as a pretty sunset on the lake, catching a big fish, Paul Bunyan, and of course, Babe the Blue Ox. The goal was to represent all of these elements into one illustration for the end planner cover design. On the left image was the black and white line drawing that I drew with only one line, and the right is the final color version illustration. I made sure to map out where I wanted every little design so your eye would flow with the illustration. I also wanted to include some different textures, so I added plaid for Paul's shirt, and I wanted the color to be placed loosely throughout the design and let the black line contrast against the minimal color. After a few adjustments, I came up with this end result. I added canvas texture to have that cabin up north feeling. Also, I placed the logo and the years to look like bookmarks against the page. I decided to repeat the front and blew up the illustration on the back and also included the required logos. This was such a fun project for me, and it was fun seeing everyone using it around campus. I'm currently working on another awesome project for the college where I have to redesign the entire campus map, so wish me luck. My last special project I'll be showing you today is an event I got to design for called TAD Talks. TAD Talks is an event hosted by the Bemidji State University's TAD department that brings together live presenters from a community of brilliant visionaries in our creative industry to help understand and seek meaning into technology, art, design, and innovation. I had the opportunity to design the 2019 TAD Talks event, so I'm honored to share this with you today. This image here shows a 12-foot beach ball that was thrown around at the event and created a buzz and a memorable interaction. The mission of this project as a whole was to create an entire brand identity with a theme, stage design, 3D models, and tie that all together with cohesive graphics. Going into this giant project, I knew I wanted to come up with a meaningful theme that tied in with not only designers' lives, but also everyone else that would be attending the event and relate back to everyone. I got inspiration from a 3D illusion design style, and that's how I created the theme Change Your Perspective through life and design. I got some inspiration from a 3D geometric street artist named Akash Nihalani. He uses sharp, clean lines and bright, bold colors to demonstrate his artwork, which gives me feelings of brightness, excitement, and that wow factor that I wanted to share with everyone else. I'm going to start off talking about the graphic elements and then end up with the stage design portion. So I started with the creation of the logo and wanted to incorporate the 3D illusional element. These were some of the CMYK colors I used and I thought worked really well together. the fonts I used in every single graphic piece, such as the posters, programs, flyers, and digital signage. I wanted to use a bold sans serif that was easy to read and pleasing to the eye. After the logo, the posters were the first things I designed about a month before that I hung all around the campus. I created a main event poster that had the dates and times, and I created a speaker poster that had the 9 speakers that were going to present at the event. Next was the most important, the speaker program booklet, which was handed out at the beginning of the event. I wanted to keep all the presenters' black and white images so no one would stand out against each other and everyone would be consistent. As you can probably see, there's some upside down type that was to go along with the theme Change Your Perspective, and the speakers also mentioned their perspectives in their life and through design throughout their talk, and that also tied in with the theme. About a week before the event, I created double-sided postcards passing out all around the community and around campus to start the buzz. Wayfinding was also very important in this event so people can find parking in the entrance doors. I chose this offset design style, which gives a playful look that I feel people want to look at and are intrigued by. I also made digital signage for the BSU monitors around campus and also the giant marquee outside so the community could also be involved. At the event was an 8x8 foot foam board that was used as a photo backdrop opportunity right as people walk in. They were also given free food and drinks before the show started to kind of network with other people and get excited. So, not only did I design all the graphic elements that went into this event, but I also took on the stage design as well. We first measured the stage and got all the dimensions. I took this into 3D and started to mock up generic stage with all the correct dimensions. For this stage design, I really wanted to push the envelope and give that wow factor to the audience. So version 1, I actually had 3D letters in mind, but we realized this would not work because of the monitor screen that was going to be playing. In version 2, I realized there was no way the green structure on top would hold, so I decided to wrap it around the monitor. I also included all the correct colors to match with my graphics. With a ton of help from my professors and a bunch of trial and error, we finally got the end result of my vision for the event. We screwed foam boards together so it was light and durable, and we painted each individual block. I also wanted to draw your eye into the stage, so last minute we painted the floor, which I think tied it all together. One final decision was made, and that was to create a photo opportunity made of duct tape on the entrance wall that gave the illusion of holding giant blocks. I think this really added a cool way for people to interact and take a photo to share on social media. Without my professors and fellow students trusting my vision and following through, none of this would even happen. This was the most insane experience for me, and if I could relive this moment again, I would. Well, maybe not all the all-nighters. But I put so much passion and energy into this, and I was so happy with how it all turned out. With all that being said, this concludes my portfolio presentation. I want to thank you again for listening and giving feedback today on my work. Bemidji State has really expanded my knowledge of exhibit design, and I really feel confident and more prepared with going into the industry because of all the opportunities I was given. I would now like to open it up to you for any questions. Thank you.